Instantly use the mighty force to bless samsara. Using the essence of Nirodha and Nibbana, the natural extinction, and Nibbana, the enlightenment, as a conclusion. Using the essential code of Nirodha and Nibbana as a conclusion. Use it as a blessing instantly. This is carrying on the blessing the beings. Practicing for the attainment is not blessing beings. It will turn into karmic difficulties of the act of the suffering of the unbearable. With this, it's a waste of time. It is blocking the perfection, the merits. Actually, in order to practice or carrying on any performance, it is to carrying on the blessing beings instead. Blessing itself is the performance. Perform the blessing. It is the soul essence. Blessing itself is to give ending for the beings. Then it will be a conclusion of the blessing. It is not about wholesomeness in whatever ways. It is not about merits in whatever ways. Helping through cutting deluded knowing, helping through ending, which is given by all the Buddhas already. Everything is not something to be grasped. Therefore, use this essence instantly. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. Use this essence instantly altogether. Initiate this essence instantly. Everything, everything, everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself altogether. This is the essential code of the enlightenment, which has been given to us already. Therefore, continue to use this essential code for samsara. This is called performing the blessing. Each time that there is the help as cutting the cutting itself, it will affect samsara at large by itself, including oneself. It is the essence of the instantaneity that is used altogether, which is about the enlightenment cutting deluded knowing to be used altogether. Cutting deluded knowing, helping through this enlightenment, helping through cutting deluded knowing altogether, collectively. It will be an instantaneous collective merit altogether at this time. There is no need to wait for any other time. There is no need to wait for the accumulation of perfections at other times. Instantly bless. The essence that has been given as a conclusion, use it for samsara instantly. Continue to help through giving ending for samsara, and it will turn into the same essence by itself. Everything has been concluded as ending already, that it is not something to be grasped, something to be attached. It's not attached even to the non-attachment itself. Everything is as such, whether it is the perfection, karma, defilement, or that which is not defilement, and dharma, whether it is the beings or non-beings. These are not something to be attached to all the same. Not even a single thing. Once the reminders has been used, it becomes one essence with the Buddhas already. Therefore, use this essence continuously with samsara, in the way of helping through unwinding and releasing and liberation for samsara. Automatically, it is the essence of Buddhahood, of Buddha era, the essence of the Buddha. There is no need to wish to reach it. Be the same essence as the Buddha right away. All the Buddhas still in the midst of samsara as the president to purify samsara with the natural extinction. There is no need to run after Buddhas. Be the same essence as the Buddhas everywhere you are. Initiate the word everything. With this, it will be out of being specific, being narrow with places, being specific within oneself, being specific with one's own states of mind, specific realm of existence will release out of being specific. Constantly use the word everything. That which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment to be proceeded altogether. Let it be unwinding, discarding the unwinding itself continuously. Any sentences that help through unwinding, discarding the unwinding has been already given. Use them. Constantly use them. Unwinding, discarding, unwinding will affect samsara in the way that samsara will follow in the same way. Unwinding, discarding the unwinding. This is called performing the blessing. The blessing is a kind of a performance. You have to make a conclusion regarding the performance. Well, to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be a performance for attainment and it will be a blockage. Karma will be blocked as well as the perfection will be blocked. This will continue into difficulties. Consequently, it will create possessiveness in the perfection, in the merit. Practicing for attainment will create in such a way further and further out of control. From something that is not attached, turning into something that is attached, that is going out of control with possessiveness and concerns. Unwinding, discarding the unwinding. Not grasping, discarding the not grasping itself. They are the delusion within the perfection. They create this kind of belief values later on about perfections. The enlightenment or cutting deluded knowing as an essence has been given by all the Buddhas already for uncountable Buddha eras already. Just use the auto-purification reminders constantly, that's all. This is already the perfection of blessing beings, helping the beings cutting deluded knowing through the enlightenment. It is not other kind of perfections. Let it be direct perfection. The perfection of cutting deluded knowing to help samsara continuously. With this, there is no need to wait for the Buddha era to accumulate all the perfections to create a Buddha era. The essence of the enlightenment that has been given, just use it to help one another continuously in this samsara. Let's make a conclusion as helping cut through deluded knowing altogether. Let's proceed through that which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment. Everything is unwinding, discarding the unwinding itself. Liberation doesn't grasp for the liberation. Not grasping, discarding the not grasping itself. Everything is in accordance with the non-attachment. To practice for the attainment, it is going against the noble truth, the Satya Dharma, because it is turning into a fixation and attachment, which is not in accordance with the true essence. The true essence has to be in accordance with discarding even the discarding itself. Let go of the letting go itself, giving up the giving up itself. With this, it will be aligned with the non-attachment. It will be aligned with the true essence of the enlightenment. It is not practicing for attainment, otherwise it will be sticky with being in realms of existence. Do not follow a belief value. It is not it. This is not a belief value. Giving value or following any values is not the way. By giving value, it will accumulate the root cause of the delusive attachments endlessly. It will be an unnoticed accumulating the delusive attachments into the perfections. This is turning into a great cause of the suffering, a great suffering. Even unwinding has to discard the unwinding itself. Perform blessing the beings instead of accumulating perfections. Perform blessing beings. Perform blessing beings. The blessing itself is the performance, helping through giving ending for samsara continuously. The defilement is not something to be attached to or to be fixated upon. The Satya Dharma or the Noble Truth is not something to be fixated upon. Nibbana is beyond attachment or fixation, beyond the non-attachment. You are obsessed with quarreling with states of mind, state of body-mind, and Dharma, karma, body-mind, karmic difficulties, being obsessed to have conflict with them. Use the essence of the Noble Truth to make a conclusion to purify all of these matters, that which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment altogether. This will not turning into defilement, overlaying defilement. Having conflict and quarreling with defilement is itself the defilement. That which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment to be proceeded altogether. This will go beyond the brightness itself. Being preoccupied with the destiny of merit and karma on and on. Being fixated with wholesomeness or unwholesomeness on and on. Because this is transferable, transformable from wholesomeness to unwholesomeness when it is used in the wrong way. There is no need to polish anything at all. Make a conclusion like this. It has nothing to do with the non-relating itself, not relating even to the non-relating itself, beyond polishing. Use the reminders like this. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. This is already beyond polishing. This also beyond the brightness. This is the purification of the emptiness without traces of samsara. The brightness is derived from the unwinding from itself. Listen well. It is from unwinding, discarding the unwinding. It is not from practicing for attainment. Practicing for attainment will create various colors and radiance. Instead, the brightness is derived from unwinding from itself. For unwinding, discarding the unwinding, unwinding doesn't grasp for itself. It will be beyond the brightness even. This is turning into Nibbana, blessing the beings without traces. This indicates that it is not beginning with practicing for attainment even a tiny bit. All the Buddhas have been given the enlightenment to all of us already. It is non-attachment. How can it be practiced for attainment? It is not something to be attached to. How can we practice for attainment? We have to listen to something that creates unwinding, discarding the unwinding itself. Discarding the discarding itself. With this, it will not be deluded to practice for attainment, because that is the practice of the suffering, practicing the unbearable, the act of the unbearable, the act of the suffering. Listen well to the essential code that give the effect of unwinding, discarding the unwinding itself. Not grasping for the non-grasping itself, giving up the giving up itself. This will not flowing into another kind of practice, which is practicing for attainment. It is the act of the unbearable, the act of the suffering. the act of the suffering within the practicing itself. The essential code of Nirodha and Nibbana has been given to us. Continue to use it as a reminder continuously. The word samsara, oneself is also samsara. All things are also samsara. Purify it at the same time simultaneously. Everything has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment altogether. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging altogether. Everything has nothing to do with relating or not relating altogether. Using self-cutting reminders continuously. Auto-purifying reminders are to be used continuously. This will affect the whole. Performing the blessing. The blessing is the performance. And the blessing has to have the conclusion towards ending, according to the essence that gives ending for all beings only. This is the blessing according to the Buddhas and the great perfections, the Mahaparami. To individually blessing in various ways, by one's own ways, that is according to one's own belief values, one's own attitudes of blessing, according to the cravings to accumulate the perfections, wanting more merits and perfections and wholesomeness. That is wrong. In the end, it will turn into the act of the unbearable, the act of the suffering. This will lead people into the attachment to goodness and badness, attachment to wholesomeness and unwholesomeness. Wholesomeness or unwholesomeness is not Nibbana. It is not the liberation of the sufferings. It is derived from behaviors, karma. Nibbana has nothing to do with behaviors of karma, wholesomeness or unwholesomeness. Therefore, it's impossible to determine to lead people towards behaviors of karma on and on. Use the reminders that gives ending. Just with one sentence, that's it. Constantly use it. It has been given to us already, not relating even to non-relating itself. This gives ending to the opinions and meanings. It gives ending to verbal karma and verbal karmic retributions. It gives ending also to the practice for attainment.